What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. I am your host, Wiggles, and we are here today with Jiggzaw. What's going on,
Whoa,
man?
whoa. Hey
Well,
man, how you doing?
hey, I'm doing. I'm considering circumstantial shit going on in my life, but hey, it's not about that. Today's a new day, so I'm doing all right. Um, Look, man, we're gonna jump right into the first question. I want to thank everybody that has came in already. I want to say, if you would please hit that like button. It's a small gesture from you, but a big favor to me and the YouTube algorithm. It shoots it out. It gets more people in here, puts more eyes on him. It's not about me. It's about getting him some views. It's about us as a whole. So you love music, you love learning about new artists. That's what we like to do here. Um, we're going to jump right in with the first question, man, and that is, what is your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live now?
Sweet. My name is Jiggsaw. I was born in North Carolina, and I was raised Statesville, Salisbury, two different towns. They kind of right near each other. And I still live in Statesville. So
All right. You ever had any plans or urges to move, or you just home is home, or
definitely, I'm a juggalo, and it's the South, so it's like it's not the greatest environment for me.
right, right. Nah, I mean, I ain't hating per se. I just like to ask every artist that pretty much stays around their home if they ever wanted to move out of state, or if it's just kind of like, well, it works here, the music scene's great, maybe it ain't. You know. Um, all right, yeah, no doubt. So the next question is kind of loaded, kind of three-part. Are you a juggalo? Which you just said. If so, how long have you been down, or when did you discover yourself? I like to word it that way. And then thirdly, do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Some people see a box, some people don't see a box. Give us a thought on the whole juggalo rapper thing. So,
I'm
are
a,
you a
I'll go.
juggalo? Go
I
ahead.
definitely am a juggalo. I've been down, I guess, when I realized it was it's like 2005. There were signs and calls from the void long before that.
Right. Yeah.
I think fifth grade. I was at a sleepover at a friend's house, and his older brother popped in. It had to have been the Great Malenko or Jekyll Brothers or whatever had just dropped right around that time. And at the time, it didn't quite, I don't know. It took a few years. But as far as
Right.
the whole Juggalo
Yeah.
rapper thing, like, I feel like I guess I'm one of the I don't see a box type. Like, I'm a Juggalo and I rap. And I typically, I typically only really care if Juggalos listen to me. Like, I'll take all the listeners I can get. But uh, I
Right.
really that's who I'm talking to in my music. So I
Opinions are
mean,
reserved for the homies.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I consider myself a Juggalo rapper, but I also kind of feel like there's not a box, and
now, do you
we should
think though?
strive to break out of that.
Yeah. Do you primarily do horrorcore style music, or do you just do rap in general, or a mix of genres in general, or do you focus in on one, or whatever? I think a lot of people refer to juggalo rappers in two different ways. Either, I guess, on a positive light, they just do horrorcore type music, 'cause that's it, that's their stuff. And then there's kind of like the not so positive light of like, all you hear them use in lyrics is like juggalo this, fago that, and it's like reused, washed up. You know what I'm saying? So people kind of hate on that or whatever.
Definitely.
But
I feel like I'm definitely not like a one of the rappers that says Juggalo this and Juggalo that like every other song. And in a lot of ways, I don't fall in with the hardcore crowd because I don't really fit in anywhere. Like my music's it's got hardcore, but then there's also a lot of street elements that it's just stuff from my past that kind of
Yeah,
I can't help it. It just comes out.
absolutely. No,
um,
that's what organic, original, you know. So.
but yeah, I don't know. I definitely do some hardcore. You know, I got a song where I talk about I think God's cursed me and fuck God and all this and I kill people in songs all the time. But I
Yeah.
try not to, you know, I try not to, I try not to highlight those parts if that makes any sense. I try to do like a broad, like I want people to focus on my talent, my wordplay also.
Yeah, right. Not just that or whatever. No, I get it. That's what's up. Fair answer. My next question for you is what inspired you to start making music? Like, what was that switch that said, I think I can do this and I want to take it serious?
Oh man, I don't know. It's like a few little switches throughout the years because I started writing poetry when I was in like third grade, and I would be like trying to write a love song to like woo some girl and like slip the note in her locker type thing, you know. And I don't think I was thinking very seriously about a music career at that point. But in high school, I was in a metal band, and after that, I went to college for it was like music and fine arts. I flunked out. I met a girl and flunked out. So, you know, that doesn't, I can't like put that on my resume. But, yeah, after being in the band and performing live in front of some people and just knowing that I had a little bit of talent with rhyming, that, that kind of solidified that I would always have something to do with music. It took a few more years for me to get into the hardcore and actually start making music for juggalos, which I
Right,
think is
right.
fair. I mean, nobody wants to see somebody that just like came out of nowhere and thinks they're a juggalo, and you know. So
Right, you kind of get attacked instantly for being a culture
nobody wants to be
vulture or
Skits
something
Craven,
like.
okay?
Right, right. I'm the king of horrorcore. I didn't even know who ICP was. Yeah, fuck you. But nah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
absolutely. That's fair.
we were actually
Okay.
driving down the road the other day, and Skits Craven popped up on my Pandora, and I didn't realize it for like a good 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And I realized that I was like, ugh. And I changed the station. My
Yeah.
kid's sitting next to me, my teenager, and my kid's like, good. I thought you were trying to torture me.
That's perfect. Listen, it sucks because that bastard, I actually started liking some of his songs until he started saying all the dumb shit and done the dumb shit he done and then backed out of the gathering. So, like,
Yeah.
you proved you're a bitch, dude, and you're not better than ICP. So, you can suck my nuts. And I myself am going to choose not to play your music. But I do have I use Spotify a lot, and the same thing will happen. He'll like make a new song, and I won't even notice that I'm listening to it because it's just in the background or something, and I'm busy doing something, and it sounds familiar, as in it sounds like horrorcore, you know, type music, and then I'll hear something of his voice, and I'll be like, that's skits, bruh. Where's my phone? And I'll instantly skip it, like, you know,
Like,
fuck
God
you.
damn it, Skits, get back in your hole.
Right. So, yeah. All right. Well, then, who do you look up to in the music industry? And that's mainstream or underground, dead or alive. Like, who was your inspirational artist that you took from?
Definitely ICP. I mean, we've all heard the story of how they came up
Mm,
and struggled for years, and you know we're still seeing the fruits of their labor, them at the VMAs and stuff. So that's just you know watching dreams coming true, basically. Fucking awesome
right.
shit. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know.
How do you?
Mainly ICP. as far as like influence on my career, and as far as like the who I look up to, because even with a lot of the hijinks that I get into and some of the crazy shit I say, I feel like they didn't give a fuck. So why should I give a fuck?
You listen to any like I don't know older rock bands or anything, or just strictly ICP horrorcore? Like, what kind of
Oh
music do
yeah.
you enjoy
Oh
or
man,
listen to?
across the board, classic rock. I can definitely do like Pink Floyd and the Beatles and man, Led Zeppelin. Fucking. Uh, there's too many to name. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, no,
into
you're listening to the right
to
ones,
classic.
at least to my ear holes.
Um, yeah.
I'm a consumer of music, man. Aside from like opera and gospel, I pretty much listen to it at least once, and I like different music. You know what I'm saying? Norse Viking and random whatever Irish. Like I like different music. So yeah.
Especially as an
Okay.
artist, like I feel like if people like, because there's people out there that's all they do is they listen to ICP, and that's great, but if you're an
Right.
artist and you're writing music and that's all you listen to, then that's like where some people say, well, I don't like this artist, all their songs sound the same. But that's because they only listen to A, B, and
That
C. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Listen, folks, any real juggalo is gonna sit here and say all of ICP's music ain't the greatest. You know, say maybe there might be some that I like absolutely every song. Okay, but I'm not this guy. I love ICP to death. They are my pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? But I also like other music too, and I consume a lot of it or whatever. I used to, and that's what made me start these interviews partially, is because I used to gatekeep my music based on ICP. So if ICP didn't put them in front of me, or they weren't on the radio, you know what I'm saying? They weren't already known mainstream rock artists and what have you, then I probably wasn't listening to you. If you was an underground somebody, I didn't know who you was. And that wasn't fair to me. That wasn't fair to the artist. I could have had a lot of day ones I was there rocking with that obviously I can't now because I'm an old ass man. But yeah. Uh, okay. Next question. I really like this question. Are there any current projects in the works? What's next? Are there any? Are you working on any albums, any EPs, any features, any tours, any one-off shows, anything? What do you got going on in the near
Most
future?
definitely. The biggest thing on my radar right now is the album, because I dropped a little mixtape whenever I came out of retirement just to kind of like let everybody know I was back. But it was really just, it was me just playing around and getting some stuff off of my chest. Like it wasn't like a serious project. So this next one is going to be full length, uh, titled, uh, cover art, everything, which I can't give away the title yet. I can say that I am going to go old school and revisit some what is it, fairy tales, some children's fairy tales, kind of like ICP, you know,
Yeah.
following in their footsteps with the three little pigs and stuff. Um,
Except yours should
I'm
be reading Rainbow. Just kidding. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what's up.
but yeah,
Um,
shows. I'm looking for shows. I think I was talking to Spamily about possibly doing a show in Ohio.
family, them guys, what? Some of them
Yeah,
are in the chat right now, or was. We had the fucking ringleader in his white hat, that fucking swill.
fucking love those guys
Yeah, good people, family it up. Yeah, they're doing things. They're creating events based around family, and they got enough artists collectively involved in family that as long as five of them can get together and have an establishment that get down at boy, they might as well be putting on shows all over. It's pretty cool. I mean, I know it
for
takes
sure.
more than that. There's promoters, yada yada, But I'm just saying, like, no, they're good people and they're doing good things for our culture and community, and underground artists and stuff like that.
Fully agree. Fully agree.
Pardon, man.
You're good. Yeah, you already know I had Swill on the judges roster for the contest we did.
Hell yeah. All right. Alrighty. So you're open to shows. You're working on a little new something coming out. Uh, what is your favorite song that you have made so far that means something to you? Not necessarily your most popular, though it could be your most popular, but it means something to you for one reason or another.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to go with the Hold to Me track that I posted recently. There's a few others. That's a hard question because I really try to be heartfelt, from the soul with all of my music. Um,
Yeah.
like I'll do a party track. I'll do some stuff just to play around, but 9 times out of 10, I'm really trying to come with a message. So yeah, I'd say Hold to Me, and it's kind of a diss track, but then kind of not really, and it's really just a different perspective, kind of on dealing with fake homies, and
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, they're out there. They're out there. You gotta be watching. Uh, no, that's what's up. And then not to confuse with that question, what is a song that you would, and it could be the same song, but what is a song that you would recommend to somebody that has no idea who you are, but they want to give you a shot and you want to get them hip to your music? Is it the
Hmm.
same song or is it something different, more catchy or upbeat, or what I'm saying?
I would say the one that I've been shoving down everybody's throats for like the past year probably, and that's Good Man. And it looks like a new track on one of the place that I posted it most recently, but that's because I'm running from copyright shit. Like there's stuff in the video that I'm not supposed to be using. So I'll put it up and they'll take it down and I go somewhere else and put it up.
That's great. So what? Can you not
But yeah.
could you source a beat and that's kind of similar and re-put it on it,
Oh
or
no, it's not the
what
beat.
part of it's
It's not the beat
copyright?
or the lyrics. It's the clips that I use because I used some clips from Naruto, and
Oh,
Bandai or whatever the fuck company owns Naruto is like, you can't use that shit.
right. That's all. Yeah, we didn't say so. Yeah. Okay,
It's
that's a
like, I'm
new
not
one.
selling anything, motherfuckers.
Right. If anything, I'm promoting your shit with my music. What? Like you might get a new consumer of. Yeah. What the hell? Crazy
I
shit.
wish they thought like that.
So then, I mean, is it you just need to put it on something else then, right? Maybe put the lyrics or the bit, re-record it and don't use that
It's
audio.
staying up right now. It's staying up right now. It's on YouTube, I think. So I think we're good because there's this new thing on YouTube where if it's copyrighted but it's not so bad, they'll let you keep it and they just send all your ad revenue to whoever you copyright, like whoever you stole from.
Right.
So
Yeah. Right. This does not affect your monetization. Yeah, I know about that. Okay. Cool. Um. So you had just said, or at least you told me, not on live. I don't know if you said something about it yet. I thought you just mentioned briefly about how you came out of retirement or whatever. So you chose to kind of retire or something for a minute. And you don't have to elaborate too much on that. I'm just kind of curious why, because I'm about to ask you realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years in the music industry? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you just chose for whatever personal reason or what have you to take a break, that's kind of a indifferent question. Like, okay, so now what? Here we are restarting 5 years. What's your 5 year game plan in the industry? Are we going full blow? Are we getting signed? Are we getting on a label? Or we our own label? Or you know, if I reach out to you in 5 years and say, hey, let's run it back, you remember me? Where are you gonna be? What are you gonna tell me? I'm gonna bring up this question. I might even pull a
Okay.
clip of it and put it in the video.
Well, the answer to your first question is my kids. I went through a divorce, and a lot of that shit is just we could do a whole interview about that. And anybody that's been through a divorce will probably be like, yeah, bro, I feel you. But she dipped and I got custody of the kids, and we were fighting like cats and dogs, and I'm like, you know, on top of everything else, I don't want to be trying to focus on a music career with the same energy that I could be putting into my kids. So that's why I stepped away, and they're starting to get to the age now. One of them's about to turn 17. So they're getting to the age now to where they don't really need that
Constant.
full on like constant
Yeah,
energy
yeah.
from dad, especially, with mom not around. So, and there was a few other things like, it just signs, I didn't plan to come out of retirement, and it was like, it wouldn't let me go, until I did. So that's why I'm back. That's why I left
Congratulations.
and why I'm back.
Yeah, no, congratulations on doing the right thing for your kids and getting your kids, man. And I do know about crazy baby mamas, and I still need to officially get a divorce for mine. We've just been legally separated now for freaking 7 years or what the hell ever, but not, we haven't got the divorce. But no, I
But
applaud
yeah,
you, and that's a perfect reason. It's not an excuse. That's a perfect reason to step away from a music career or whatever hobby. Or I don't know how passionate you was then. However, you said you seen signs, something has pulled you back to wanting to do a little more something. So I reckon we'll just have to wait and see what that all unravels into. So in 5 years, though, are you gonna have 10 albums out? Are you gonna be signed? Do you think you'll just be still making music, or
if you would have asked me that question 6 months ago, like, or a year ago, right after I just, made the decision to come back, I probably would have said, man, I'll be lucky to repair my career to what it was. And I already feel like I've done that. So I don't know, man. 5 years, 5 year goal. Um, I really just want a solid fan base of juggalos
okay,
that
yeah,
that listen to my shit. And man, and I talk about it in the music. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the popularity. I'm really just in it to make music and to reach homies. So
yeah. Nah, dude, I love
the
it.
rest, if it happens, it
Yeah,
happens.
I mean, who
I
doesn't want
shit
to
I
live
shit on
off
the
of their
fame all the
music?
time,
You know
man.
what Yeah. Come on, bud. Like this ain't. I wasn't born yesterday. If you can live off of something, you're gonna do it. But
Yeah.
the fact that you have a real just enjoyment out of it or purpose or that makes it great. That's a good enough reason as any. So, absolutely. Uh, yeah. Okay. So then, if not music, then what? What would you be doing? Would you just be working a 9 to 5? Would you be just, doing the dad thing? Do you have another hobby that you're passionate about that we don't know about, or a talent that you have that some people might not know?
I don't know, man. I'm
How do
trying
you
to go
think
back to
you always would
school.
have ended up around music?
I don't. If not music, I'll probably be stressed out and unhappy like I was the 5 years that I had left. I'm
Okay.
glad. I'm so glad to be back. And when I sit down and write, and I don't know. It's just as therapeutic to me as it is to some of the people that listen. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What did you want to be as a kid? Was it a singer, or maybe you wanted to be an astronaut or a firefighter? Maybe in
I
college.
wanted I wanted to be a fucking soldier. I used to want to grow up and be a fucking soldier. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted the guns and fucking go play army and all that shit.
He wanted to shoot people. What he really wanted to
Yeah.
say. Nah, dude, I respect it. I have a lot of family that was in the army, military, all different branches, whatever. We're either in prison or in the service. That's my family legacy.
That's
So,
how it happens. You got to do something with
yeah,
that energy.
yeah, pretty much. Oh shit. Okay. That's what's up. Da, da, da. Next question is a good one. Have you played and or been to the Gathering of the Juggalos? And if so, how many times on both the courts?
Oh, fucking awesome question. I have been to the gathering 5 times. This
Hell
past year
yeah.
was my fifth. And I was supposed to perform at the family stage, the first night, like day zero, but it just didn't work out like that.
No.
And that's another long story.
Ah, yeah. That's a whole nother stream, huh?
Juggalos, man. What can I say?
It never goes as planned neither. And I feel like kind of like a dick. I love Swill of Death. I did end up over by his camper. He didn't know it. Jess seen me. But I'm not spinning your fucking wheel, by the way. Spin the wheel, bitch. But no, like it's so hard to attend and catch everything at the gathering because there is just so much going on. And as you just said, so many uncertainties. Things that go on and happen and change a thing or two. So yeah, but that's cool. That so you almost did perform, or you
I
did end up
almost
getting
performed, so
to.
I'm getting closer, right? So like before I retired years ago, I think it was like 2015, 2016, 17, somewhere in there. My management sent my EPK to Rob, and they actually said I could perform, but I'd have to pay for my own ticket. And I was like, well, I'm a broke fuck, and I wasn't connected with everybody back then, so it wasn't like I could just post online, hey, somebody help sneak me in. Like I could probably do
Right.
that now.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I had to turn it down, so I didn't get to go that year. And then I was supposed to perform this year, and I was actually there. It just didn't work out. So I'm like, this next year has got to be the one.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Life's thrown me another freaking curveball, but I hope by the time gathering season's around again, I'm back okay and I can attend. I went this year and last year. Those are the only ones I've got to attend. My life's been nothing but curveballs, and I only just recently found stability. I've been down since I was 12 years old. Like 2001, my cousin Lindsay came to live with us, and he had his hair spider braided, and he was wearing a Great Malenko jersey, and I think he's probably bumping the Riddle box at that time. And I'm like, what the fuck? This dude's weird. But then from there, it was a wrap. Like me and my homies were like, you know, hooked, and the rest was history or whatever. But life sucked, and I was jogging, I was living a scrub life, boy, but I didn't get to attend. So yeah, I'm not mad that my first one was Something Wicked Comes This Way, and then I got to attend the Legendary Gathering. I want to attend more, but if I don't get to attend any more, I'm okay with the two that I got to attend. Would I have liked to attend a fucking Dark Lotus Gathering? Yeah, but that's never going to happen again anyhow. That was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Yeah.
man. But
The
the
year we were
Legendary was
there, me and my
legendary for
ex,
me.
me
Huh?
me and my ex-wife was one of the best memories of the whole family era, and it was the gathering 2010. for the writer's set, me and my ex-wife was riding the rail the whole fucking time. We were
Oh,
up there like as soon as the main stage opened up, we were down there at the rail. We'll never
listen,
do it again. I'll never do it again.
this year, the first 3 days I was on that rail. The last day I took a break, but the first 3 days I was on the rail the whole time for main stage, and that was crazy shit, boy. Crazy shit. I still got red in my hair from Guar. Like, it's stupid. But I love it. All right, cool. Next question though, because that's I can talk about the gathering all day long. Um, if you could collaborate with any artist, mainstream or underground, that you have not collaborated with so far, who would you collab with? Just maybe give us one or two or something.
Oh man, I would collab with that chick that's gonna be opening or that's gonna be on the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't even know her name, but I would pick her. That's my pick. Ice, sh- Ice Spice.
Ice Spice? Ooh, sit on my face, cover your pussy in glittery paint. Ah, Clockwork E boy go hard on that song. That's Bill's future ex girlfriend, baby. She's doing the Super Bowl.
Who is doing the Super Bowl? Now I'm gonna have to look that
Uh,
shit up. Is somebody doing the Super Bowl and everybody's freaking out about it? It's a bunch of controversy, and I'm like, if I did a song with her, all the controversy would cause
Let's go,
people to
baby.
listen to my
Right,
shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Watch me blow up. Seth Moon. Whoa, whoa, Callie Green. Listen, I love seeing you in here, buddy. You're a new face. What kind of Seth has introduced me to a couple artists. I do believe that's who Seth is, and I appreciate you attending streams that aren't even your artists. So, whoop whoop.
hell yeah.
Um, okay. So the random chick that we don't know. Gotcha.
I can't remember her
Uh,
name right now. It's some mainstream
yeah.
chick, but you said it could be. You said it could be anybody.
Right. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Um, listen, I find her kind of annoying and kind of cute. Do you know who Tori V is? She's a
I've heard of
TikToker.
her.
She's done like a cover of ICP type thing, and I don't know. She just seems like she's an overnight celebrity out of nowhere. But she is kind of like, I don't know. I would like to see her do a couple songs with some juggalos. Jay Gill up in here. I'm not sure who Jay Gill is, but whoop whoop, we fucking love you. Smash that like button, y'all. It's a small
Whoop whoop.
gesture from you, but a big favor to me and the YouTube algorithm. It shoots it out. It gets new people in here for all of us to get to know. I fucking love you. Um, all right. Have you ever met anybody famous to you? So going to the gathering, obviously, I know you can run into artists and stuff like that. I've met people like Insane Poetry, Darby, Scum, Lardy B, just walking around the grounds. You know what I'm saying? I've had VIP experiences with Ouija and the clowns and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
But I like to use for this answer. I have also separately outside of music. I have met Polly Shore. So, have
Hell
you met
yeah.
anyone famous to you?
Famous to me, obviously, juggalo artists, like top juggalo artists. I've met everybody from like the OG like psychopathic family era except ICP. I've because all the shows I was doing and opening for, so like AMB, Boondocks, ABK, Hoodoo, Twisted, Blaze, all of them. I'm trying to think if I've met anybody else actually famous. I don't know. I feel like I have, but I'm not like remembering it. We'll just say no. I don't
Okay,
know, and
I mean, I
that's
get
another
it.
that's like a
Go
big
ahead.
thing I pulled from the Juggalo, paradigm early on. with the whole hound dogging thing is that I like if I was to run across somebody famous, I'd probably just be like, oh, there's a guy, you know.
There's a person. My dad is an OG Naptown Jug. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Whoop whoop. And then somebody in here, Jay Gill said Indianapolis Juggalos. That's ironic and perfect. What up, homies?
Whoop, whoop.
Um, okay, okay, that's what's up. Um, Next question is more simple. What is your favorite color?
Aside from black,
If black
probably
is it, then black is it. I got like
probably
a top three.
purple.
There you go. That's my third right there. It goes
Because some
red,
people will be like, you
black.
can't pick black.
People say you can't pick red either because you're naturally attracted to it because it's an attractive color. Fuck off. Red is a color. Okay, and I liked it. But no, I feel you. um,
You have to say purple.
that yeah, and purple is on my third, definitely. I dig purple. It's red, black, purple for sure. When I was
I also feel
younger, I
like
liked
juggalos
blue,
are. Now, what was you saying?
but no, I was just saying when I was younger, I liked blue, but that kind of changed.
I feel like all juggalos are going to gravitate towards neon green, purple, or red.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got that. Gotta hit him with some what? Gotta hit him with some deeper questions, my G. All love. Um, Jay Gill, that's where you guys come in. Okay, so I got this book of questions that I ask, and I expect y'all to hopefully come in here and ask the artist more questions other than what I thought of. So if you got some questions, drop them in the chat. Uh, what is your favorite domesticated and wild type animal?
My favorite domesticated animal is a cat, just because they're independent and they're easier to take care of, and they're like mixed with magic, you know, historically, and I don't know. I have a cat. My kids have cats, so definitely cats. And then wild animal. Hmm. Let's say raccoon, trash panda.
Yeah, little mean bastards, but they're kind of cute. But around here, they're huge. Like the size, they tower over some small dogs. To be real, like crazy, fat, big raccoons. Um, so yeah. Uh, Two things I was gonna say. Also, Jay Gill, I asked questions on the bias of if a fan, like a kid, or even it doesn't have to be a kid, but somebody that never gets to attend VIP experiences or really gets that one-on-one encounter with an artist. These are questions I think that as a fan of an artist, you would feel related to the artist. So you can be like, oh, we like the same color. We da 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 da. So that's where some of the inspiration of my questions come from. But I definitely do want you guys to come in here and ask all the deep, excruciating questions and all of that, or just random questions. There's no wrong. Well, there is some wrong questions, but none of them saying if you're being legit.
We might
Uh,
answer those too.
yeah, yeah, you might not like the reciprocation from that, but and I was gonna say mine is a dog. I like pit bulls specifically, but all dogs in general. We do have two cats too, but they're tailless cats. Cats got to be unique or different, not just your basic tabby or something, because then it's not like I don't hate it. I love all animals, but it's not my thing or whatever. And then ironically, on the other side of that coin, though, my wild animal is a white tiger because they're not supposed to exist. One in every 200 Bengal tigers will have a albinoism tiger, and they're beautiful, and they'll draw you in, and then they'll kill you. Like they're not playing around. Your head ain't right. You're not gonna domesticate that thing. It's not happening. So yeah, uh, white tiger,
Isn't that
white
what killed the
tiger.
magician, guys?
I think I think, man, people think they can tame wild animals, and it's absurd to me. Like I have a fine respect for animals, and I think given the proper enclosures and environments, you can somewhat, provide a decent life. But for you to think that that animal loves you, or you know what I'm saying, and natural instinct can't kick in out of nowhere, you're fucking dumb, naive, or just flat ignorant. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's my opinion. That's not fact, obviously, but that's just my opinion. So, as much as I love them, you know what I'm saying, I still want to try to think I'm gonna keep a cub and domesticate it because I love it, or swarm it in love. I um, at any rate, so the question I have for you before we skip the page, and this is usually where I ask you guys in the chat to ask questions. I will ask this question and say if anybody in the chat has anything they want to ask, go ahead and put it in the chat while I ask him this question, and then I will ask your question. So come up with a question, Jay Gill. But for now, being in the underground scene, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists?
Hmm. I feel like okay. I feel like I feel like I don't have to. I feel like they do it for me. Does that make sense?
They do it for you. So you be yourself and they're trying to be a thing. I mean, that could make sense, yeah.
You feel
I
me?
mean, I don't know if that's how you're thinking, like if that's the process, or what do you mean? How do they do it for you?
Uh, well, I mean, what you said, because
Yeah,
there's a lot of people out that are, they're doing persona, or they're doing an alter ego, or you know, and then you got which that exists, and then on another spectrum you have like gatekeeping and stuff like that. And it's like I don't try to get along with anybody. Like if you don't like me, I'm just gonna be like, okay, fuck you. I'm not gonna chase you around and wash your underwear. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so in that sense, I feel like they do it for me because sometimes they don't like that. There's people out there, they want people to wash their underwear, and that's just not what I'm into.
Right, right. So, Jay Guild, there is no hard feelings. I appreciate you being in my stream, hanging out, even if you didn't ask no questions, if you just sat back and watched it. But he did ask a question, so I'm going to ask it. He said, is he coming from a rap or a more rock upbringing background, or both? So he kind of put it in two
Ear-
questions.
Early on, like my early life, adolescence was definitely more rock. And then I did like a 180. Um, so yeah, I would say it's deep rooted in more like rock, and then the hip hop is an afterthought.
That's actually a perfect transition into this question. What music did your parents listen to, and do you think it affected the type of music you listen to and make today?
Yes and no, because like growing up, like there was the older generation, like my grandparents' generation from like the World War II era, and they were listening to old country and stuff like that, like achy breaky heart and shit like that. And that I was never really big into that shit. Um,
Right.
my mom and my real dad were definitely into music. My mom was into like Monkeys and the Beatles, and my dad, there my uncle told me a story about he came over to the house and I was in the crib, and my sister was running around the house half naked, and he's laid up in the floor with headphones on. Like I still have stacks of records in another room in my house left over from all of that. So he was into everything. There's some old
Hell yeah.
AC/DC and Judas Priest in there, and just all over the board. He was into a lot of '80s pop and stuff too. So I think it shaped my tastes a little bit because I'm I'm a little more open. Like, I don't know, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I definitely don't like this kind of music," and 9 times out of 10, I'll at least give it a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. I mean, I generally don't like country, but I got a favorite country singer. There's some country songs that I'm okay with. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean I hate it. It's just not my cup of tea. I do not listen to opera or gospel. However, like some deep Southern gospel, like a black church boy, they really get into it, and that's something I can get behind. Like it's passionate. It's more like spiritual, and like I can rock with some of that, but like I don't be listening to it, so it's not like I necessarily hate it. So I completely understand. And being a connoisseur of music, I like music, man. If I can get a little like dance or jig to it, you know what I'm saying, or vibe, or I like the melody. I ain't necessarily even got to know the lyrics or whatever. Then that's what's up, you know. So I completely understand. Uh, I put this question up on the screen, and again, I swear it's like this Jay Gill has seen my streams or something because now these questions are almost lining up. But they put, does the homie spam support what he does? And my next question is, do you have any siblings and do they support your music career at all?
Um, as far as like blood family, I do have a sibling. I have a sister. She's 7 years older than me, but she was like cheerleader in high school, and I don't know. We don't mesh. So it's like I don't think she necessarily doesn't support what I do. I just don't think she gives a fuck. um, my mom is the one that I'm closest to, my whole blood family. Everything after my grandma passed kind of fell apart, which I think we've all seen in people's families before somewhere.
Yeah,
But
the holding it all
my mom
together and
definitely
go.
knows. She knows what I do, and if I get a show and I need somebody to watch the kids, she'll watch the kids. She's not gonna like give me money.
Yeah.
But she's supportive of my endeavors for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, see, and I asked that question because I don't feel like the ones that are closest to you have to support you. They're there. They've been there throughout all of your personal moments in life, whether friend or direct blood family member. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody like that genuinely appreciates what you're doing and supports it, there's nothing like it. It's untouched. That they like sincerely enjoy something that you're passionate about, that like builds morale, and it feels good all around, and that's like the best support ever. So I like to ask. I've had an artist come up here and say they have a gaggle of siblings, and like the only time they're supporting them is when they get noticed by somebody or something. Like if they got a shout out from the clowns or Ouija or something, they would be like, "Whoa, blah!" But they ain't bumping their music, or whatever. And I mean that's okay, I guess, or whatever. So it's just a
Tell you
thought.
what, though, if you can get a family member on your side like that, supporting your dream, there's no more dedicated teammate that you could ask for. They,
Exactly. That's a
people
ride or
see it all the
die,
time.
baby.
You start to make money, you start to do good in a business, and the snakes come out of everywhere, like cockroaches. They trying to like
Yeah, you remember once what we
get
done
a
to
little
Sammy?
taste.
Yeah. Like, who the fuck are you, bro? Where was you? I didn't have $1, you son of a bitch. Yeah, no. I mean, I ain't never experienced that because I ain't famous, but I'm sure when being an artist, you actually start to get out there and get known a
I've
little
never
bit.
really
And
experienced it fully, but like I've gotten close enough a few times where I get little whiffs. Does that make sense? Like I'm like, oh, this is what these motherfuckers are dealing with.
yeah, yeah. Listen, I've had people, I guess, try to use my fake name to gain stuff, and I've seen it firsthand. Wiggles or whatever, and I'm just a jug, man. I'm nobody famous. I'm nobody, whatever. I have a passion for my culture and my community, and I have love for juggalos that have love for juggalos. You know what I'm saying? And that's my whole basis. I'm not. I mean, if I gain something from it financially and I ain't on the street, it puts a little distance between me and the street. Okay, but I'm not trying to get famous or rich or be nobody but myself. So yeah. However, people,
They're
I've
after them
seen it.
clout coins.
Right? Yeah. Whatever, man. Here, have
Which I
mine.
think that's
Have
fucking awesome that ICP actually did the clout coins and the fucking jug
yeah.
card. Like
Yeah.
there are actual physical clout coins and a physical jug card now. That was
Yeah.
totally a spoof. That was totally them
I know
just
some
fucking with
homies that
us.
got them, like Wills. I think he got it. He went to every event in order to get it. And see, that's what I mean. I'm not even mad. I'm not salty. That's fucking dope for those homies. I at those points in my life couldn't attend events and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I never would have been able to collect everything to get the final pass and yada yada. But I'm happy for them. That's what's up. Um,
That takes dedication.
Okay, yeah. And a lot of money and time and telling your job to fuck off and your baby mama. No. yeah. Uh, okay, where the hell are we? If you met the younger version of yourself, say 12 or 13 years of age, what would you tell yourself, if anything at all?
Focus on money. Don't worry about bitches.
Yeah. Listen, I just interviewed an artist, I think it was yesterday, and he said like one of the coolest answers. I mean, yours is pretty good too, on point. But like one of the coolest answers that I never did think of. Um, he said, because you know how people, and I say this with this question, people will say, if you actually say or do something, you could alter, like who you are today. It wouldn't be the same, yada yada, something like that or whatever. But if you can somehow do that in a positive way, then it would be okay. This man straight up said he would tell himself if he could go back then and say, buy Bitcoin. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
because Bitcoin done a crazy thing, and a lot of
Yeah.
people got really, really, really rich from Bitcoin, and especially with the GameStop one, the whole shit on that and selling stocks and like craziness. Me, when it first came out, I didn't even really know what it was, but somehow I got playing around with an app and I invested like two lousy fucking dollars, right? And then I forgot about it. I deleted the app. It wasn't, I don't know why, but I just did. And then 7 years go by, and unrelated to stocks or nothing initially, I have this friend in this fish hobby that I'm in, and he brings up Bitcoin and stocks and shit. He's like, y'all ever mess around with it? And I'm like, back once did, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of just forgot about it. He's like, well, look, if you just download this app and keep it for so long or whatever, then I can gain a little something and then you can delete it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll help somebody out that way. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I go to download the app, and unbeknownst to me, it was the app I used all those years ago. My $2 turned into $30. Not a lot of money, but it's a big jump. And at that time, I needed some money. So if I would have just invested $300 all those years ago, or you know what I'm saying, it would have been 3,000 or whatever. So that was, to me, that was
Yeah.
like one of the smartest answers is Invest in fucking Bitcoin, man. Because me, I'd probably say not that bitch and hope I knew which one I was talking about. I don't regret my kid, but I all the misery that came with that particular woman. Yeah.
Trust me, I feel you on that.
uh, man, I just seen you say much love. Gotta run, and you did ask another question. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're still in here, Jay Gill, and if you want a real quick Jigsaw answer, he said, "How long have you been in the game?"
Oh, I started as far as like the hip hop game or the rap game. I started spitting in 2011. So I'd already
Okay.
been down for about 6 years, and I was over at a homie's house, and he was like, "Dude, check this out." And they had a shitty computer mic hooked up, and it was Audacity, the shittiest recording program you can even think of. And he had been making beats, and we all sat around writing, and we did a few ciphers, and we left, and everybody else just, they didn't want to take it serious or was just doing it for fun. But I was kind of like, I walked away from the experience like, damn, I still got it. Like my verse was better
Oh yeah,
than theirs. Like maybe I should try to pursue something. So I did.
absolutely. Um, Next question I have for you, and then my old lady said I am still here. Did you ask the animal question? No, I didn't ask your question yet. We'll ask her question next. Firstly, I want to say we've made it to 56 minutes. Now I have all the time in the world, not really, but I have all day, so I don't mind. But if you're on a time frame, we can try to shorten it up or whatever. At this point, this allows me to take away. I have like two more straightforward questions. I have an assortment, what I call my game questions, which those only take about 10 minutes. It's just either or, real quick, snappy answers. And then I have a random throw in there question, and then three fill in the blanks. I usually allow you to do shout outs, whatever, last minute things, and then I do an outro. So that just gives you perspective. Time is something that you can never get back. So I really appreciate anybody's time that they give me. So. Um,
No doubt, my man.
the next question is, did the skill come natural or did you have to learn and practice? And what I mean by this is, they say some people are born with a given talent and they can just do. Other people have to, practice and learn that thing, but then they become equally competitive in whatever it is. Do you think it was more of a natural curve or a learning curve for you?
I don't know if I was naturally gifted at rhyming whenever, because it was like a poetry project we did in English class or something in the third grade, and I wrote a poem. And I don't know if it was just that I was naturally talented. I think maybe a little bit, but it was more of I was drawn to it. It was the feeling that I got from writing the poetry and then having it put up on the wall where other people read it. Um,
Yeah.
and then over time, I got better. I mean, if I pulled out some of my raps from like 2011, it just you wouldn't want to listen.
Hey, no, I think any real artist, any good artist is always learning. Even if they're gifted and naturally curved, like you should want to hone in on your craft. You should want to, learn the next thing, be up to date with even like on a technology level that's still practicing learning your craft. What's the new thing I can use? What's the, you know what I'm saying? How can I tweak this, make this better? Shorten this syllable, but it's still or, maybe that is something natural that obviously I'm not an artist, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I really think like a good artist is always trying to better themselves. Now it might still be easier because they are in fact gifted, but that's just my opinion. I don't know that to be fact or whatever.
I don't know. I don't the let's see, but my last name is not my born last name. My last name when I was born, it's derived from like Old English rhymer. And that's not my actual last name. It's after it's like translated or whatever. So somebody along the lines of my bloodline in the past was fucking talented enough. Somebody acknowledged them with a last name. I don't know.
Right. Right. No,
Artists are
that's
so
clever,
very
bro. That's
often
dope.
struggling and fucking poor and starving that my entire bloodline, if I have them of actual poets, is probably just been struggling just like me.
Struggling poets, baby, trying to get a dollar on her. Let me tell you something. Nah, dude, that's dope. I get it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you her question, then I'm gonna ask you my last question, and then we can jump into these game questions if you feel up to it. Um, my lady's question is created because she is a digital artist. She draws for furries and all kinds of other people. She has drew Ouija as a chibi, taken a bath in blood. He shared it all over his socials. She drew a penis dragon for
Oh, that's
Clockworky.
what's up. I
She
think I
drew.
remember seeing that.
She can draw all kinds of shit. She's really talented. So sometimes she'll refer to this question if she ain't got no commission and maybe bring it to life. If you could be an animal or a fictional character, like a unicorn, something fake, made up, fantasy, whatever, what would you be?
The Big Bad Wolf.
The big bad wolf. That's right up her lane. That's what she mainly does is like canines and stuff like that or whatever. So that's pretty clever. She's a drew me as a tiger or my version of me as a tiger. Um, my fantasy character would be a gargoyle because I hate the day or mornings, and they come to life at night. And the little red dude, I like the color red. It just works. So I'd be that little red gargoyle dude.
Hell yeah.
She said, "That's my stuff." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right up your lane. Um, all right, man. So the last, just direct for now, question I have for you is kind of three-part, worded weird, but it works, so I keep it. Who or what inspired slash came up with your stage name? How'd you come up with Jiggzaw? And if you have a logo that is identifiably yours, so if it's on a hat, a shirt, whatever, it's gonna be like yours, so you have a logo. If so, who created that? How did you come up with that? So, stage name and
Cool.
logo.
So stage name when I first started spitting, it was Third Eye, and it just never fit fully. Like it fits, but not fully. And it's something I can't put my finger on still to this day. It just wasn't. It wasn't me. So I struggled with it for a few years, looking for a name, and I was in uh, online internet beef with another local group of juggalos. My group of juggalos was, and their nickname for me was the Jiggler, and it was kind of like a derogatory nickname, like, oh, it's the Jiggler. So I'm like,
Right.
well, I'll just take that and run with it. And it worked. It worked out. Um, it fits my personality a lot better, and nobody really picked it for me. But after it was set, it it I don't know, but people nobody fights it. Nobody's like, oh, that doesn't sound like you.
Right. So then I'm guessing Zaw is just a play on Saw, like
Yeah, yeah,
Jigsaw,
Jigsaw, and it's kind of
Jigsaw.
for both reasons. A lot of times I feel like my personality is a bunch of different pieces, put together. Um, Sometimes I have trouble finding some of them. I got ADHD, so I'm a little scatterbrained sometimes.
No, me too. Yeah.
And then the Saw aspect taps directly into the whole horrorcore genre and theme that I you know
Yeah, no, I fuck with it.
sprinkles throughout the music there.
You should, Nicole. You can draw him as a little version of like the Jigsaw dude, but with the wolf head. on the little like trike with a saw or some shit. I don't know. Um, hell yeah. And then, do you have a logo then that is identifiable of yours?
I definitely do. Let me see if I can grab a shirt real quick. Hold up.
Okay, yeah,
It should be right here. Should be. La di da. Dead air. Sorry.
yeah. No, you good. Half the time, people don't even have something to show, which is okay too. Do you sell merch?
We do, but my merch is all physical right now. Like I don't have
A
an
website?
online. There we go. I don't have an online store.
But could somebody
We
hit
try
you
to
up
get
on?
one up. Yeah, yeah. Somebody hits me up. I normally put them in contact with Dan. I have two managers, Dan and Will, and they're both awesome at what they do. They both kind of have specialties, but Dan kind of handles investments and money and merch and stuff like that. But that I don't know if is it backwards.
No, I see it. Jiggzaw. No, dude, that looks dope. I fuck with
That's
it.
the logo. We
We
had a
maybe
guy.
might even add a little hatchet man at the beginning of the J at the top of that, and then
We might could
but
work that in
that's
there
dope.
actually. The I had a guy from out of Salisbury, and I wanted him to graffiti the side of my garage because I have a pretty good sized garage out there that faces the highway. And he said he'd do it for free. All I had to do was buy the paint. So we went and got him, and I got him the paint. And it's not the same colors, but he put this on the side of my garage, and I took a picture of it and had somebody that was good with the digital stuff turn it into a logo. I don't even remember who did that part. The
That's
guy that
dope.
did it, I don't have him on socials anymore or anything. That was one of my ex-wife's peoples.
Do you happen to
She got
know?
him in the divorce.
Do you happen to know a homie by the name of Brian Red?
Brian Red, Big Red, the dude he used to spit,
Well,
Razor's
I don't
Edge.
know. I don't know this Brian to spit, but he does tattoos and he does graffiti and he does that very thing you just said. He'll also go around and like do whatever you want if you have a building or a location or whatever, and he'll fucking. I mean, I don't know what he charges, but he's good at what he does, man. He's well known in the Juggalo community, and
I've got him on my Facebook, and if it's the same guy I'm thinking about, he used to have a rap group with Timmy B called Razor's Edge, and they actually went on tour a few times, did some pretty big things. Not in my area. I mean, people in my area weren't. They didn't even know who they were really, but they were doing some pretty big things elsewhere.
yeah, no, I'm not. Again, I'm not 100%. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna deny it. Possibly. I just know him to do tattoo artist. He's done a lot of Ouija's tattoos and whatnot. So
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, yeah. All right. No, there was more. I don't want to cut that short. There was something else. So you do have some merch. I'm gonna I'm gonna get whatever links you want me to have and put them in the description of this video at the top. And if that means in order for people to get your merch, I need that guy's, if he's okay with it, then, or, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, however, I guess if I just have your Facebook, then they can reach out to you. And then from there, you can do the first like, whatever, and take care of business and then direct them to whoever, so on and so forth. However you
Nah,
want to
we're
do it.
real we're real underground. Dan's cool with it. I'll send you a link to mine and his, but we're really working on getting an online store up. We had the Teesprings up, and something happened with that. I think a lot of their distribution facilities were in Mexico, and then the border got shut down or something. I'm not sure, because right after we set it up, nobody was getting deliveries.
Tariffs and shit. They're like, nah, we're just gonna
This
watch
is
the
not
orders.
profitable anymore.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. No, okay, but yeah. So that's it for those questions. Have an assortment of game questions if you want to run them, and then, like
I'm
I
down.
said, the one fill in the blank and or the one random, and then three fill in the blanks. We're just at an hour and 10 minutes, so yeah. Um. All right. So with that said, either or assortments. The first question is the candy Twix or Reese's.
Reese's.
All right. And
Definitely
then
Reese's.
summer or winter?
Definitely summer.
All right. I need to really just word that as what's your favorite season? Because to be honest, mine would be fall. Right now, it's hoodie weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. You can wear a hoodie if you want and not be sweating. And I love beanies, and so fall is my favorite season. But I try to put the two extremes against each other there, I guess, summer or winter. And I agree, summer, because I definitely don't like winter. Um, day or night?
Night.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
night.
agree. I hate mornings. I'm a night owl. Yeah. Uh, I guess I should say truck, SUV, or car. Originally, I had it worded as just truck or car, but then I've had people hit me with the SUV. So
Oh man, they must be driving a Jeep or something. Uh, Truck definitely. I
yeah,
wouldn't have
that's
said that until a few years ago, but I got the truck I'm driving now, and I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever buy anything but a truck ever again.
trucks are just so much better in my opinion. Not always. Somebody's kind of corrected me, like a define luxury of how many people you're trying to carry and yada yada yada. But a truck you can always earn $1 with. You can haul something. You can move something. You can hook up to something and pull it. Like typically, you can do it with a truck. And I get like all gas money, but if you're helping somebody move and you ain't compensating for whatever gas is on just principle, then that's your fault. Sure, for your own individual use, well, it's one thing or another, and I still prefer to have a truck. Now, with artists, you guys, I can see how SUV or whatever would make sense because you can haul people and still haul equipment in the back of an SUV or something like that. With a car, you start being limited to how much equipment you can carry. Sure, you can load 6 people, but not if you ain't got all of your equipment. Some artists don't care about equipment. They use what's provided to them. They just show up and sing with their memory stick, and that's that. And then okay, maybe they rock with a car. So, yeah, um, and that's my whole thought process on that. You're taking. Well, I don't know if you got one right now, and I said you split up, yada yada. But hypothetically, you're taking your sweetheart out on a date. Are you going for a movie night or are you going roller skating?
Oh man, that's the first hard one you've given me because when you go to the skating rink, they've always got an arcade. Um,
Oh,
so that's what I would want to go to the skating rink for. Normally, I'm a movie guy. I would say the
yeah,
movies. I've always been a movie guy. Like I love to sit down with a big old thing of popcorn, extra butter, a big old drink.
yeah.
You get the refills, and then sit and watch a fucking scary movie or something,
Listen,
or
it
some
depends.
Star Wars.
I gotta not be tired to begin with. Okay, so before the movie, I better have some energy in me. Done been drinking some monsters, something, or I'm gonna be like I'll try my hardest, but I'm gonna fucking end up nodding off on and off, kind of like near the end. And I hate missing a movie. I love the experience of a theater. but usually they always keep it cool in there. So if you don't remember and bring a sweater, hence the sweater and whatnot, so you get cold and you're just like, so yeah, I don't know. However, I'm getting older. I'm old, whatever. I probably can't skate like I used to, and I wouldn't be skating anyhow. I'd be rollerblading. I'd
Same.
actually like to get some rollerblades again and go freestyling around town or whatever. But I just both of them were something from like when you were a kid and growing up. Either everybody was hanging out at the skating rink on a Thursday, Friday night or something, or you were going to the movies or whatever. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Hell yeah. Purple Mage said, y'all ain't winter babies. I don't know if you're still in here, but I can appreciate the Pokemon. I do believe that's like one of the Gengars, right?
Gengar. Yeah, that's Gengar.
Yeah. Um, where the heck am I? Okay. Next one's for your fans. Which are you most active on, Facebook or Instagram?
Definitely Facebook. I've had people tell me I need to be on other social medias more, like TikTok and stuff, and it's the whole concept behind like the reason why I kind of stepped away from everything. Like I do good being on Facebook as much as I am. You know, I think there are apps out there where you can upload something and it'll post it to all of your social medias and whatnot, but I just haven't got that far yet. We're getting
No,
there.
yeah, and I was gonna add the next one was gonna be in fact TikTok or Twitter, aka X. I mean, as an artist, I think you should be on most platforms. Obviously, it's good to get your name out there, but I can also understand that that's not what you do, or you know what I'm saying. That's not what works for you, and maybe your persistency and devotion into one platform will eventually just naturally start to spill over by word of mouth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? People telling people, whatever. And then when you finally do decide to get over there and get active on those platforms, you might already have kind of like a pre built fan base or who knows or whatever. But I do think if you're taking yourself serious in this industry, you definitely should be on most, notable platforms
It's
or
in the
whatever.
works. It's not something I'm totally against or anything. It's just like along with the merch thing, like me and my managers are kind of talking about like when this album drops, we're gonna get on the Spotify and the Apple, the iTunes or
Yes,
whatever,
my
and
homie that was in here, he's a
I
moderator. He
think
was trying to look you up on Spotify. I'm like, I don't think he's on there, man. In the
not
future.
yet. I'm not very soon because I already have an album I could put on there, but I'm gonna wait and drop it on there with the new one, so that way it's not just one album on there. It'll be two albums for people to check out.
Right.
So it's coming down the pipeline. It's just I don't wanna jump the gun and do anything too early. It'll be announcements
Nah,
and
dude.
getting
Patience
people
is
out like I'm on Spotify. Everybody go check me out. Da 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 da. You know.
See, this is exactly the right thing, though. This is what I'm saying. You're building your name on YouTube and Facebook, and you're creating, a discography. I can never say that word right. Discography, whatever. Your fucking plethora of music, songs, and then when you finally do open up that lane for Spotify, and yeah, you have that built and then maybe all of those people are like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck with you on Spotify. And you instantly start getting plays and stuff. Whereas somebody that just blindly, so nah, it might work out for
I
you.
got a few
I wish
people
you the
waiting.
best.
I got a few people waiting
I,
for me to
I,
be on
I'm a
there. So
Spotify consumer because it's flat out plain and simple. It's easier. And I know there's hate on Spotify about how their payouts are to artists and who and what they may or may not support with, I don't know, the war or whatever. But I'm sorry, Spotify is the easiest platform for me to consume music. It plays in the background. Okay, that's its top selling feature right there. Secondly, it's got the extra shit if you pay for it, and then you can not deal with ads. You get the little bonus DJ, recommended songs, like everything about Spotify, I love as a music consumer. I can respect where artists, though, may or may not like how it works on their end as far as a payout or whatever. But yeah, because I don't really
Money.
consume YouTube a lot. Money, yeah, that's what it is. And you got lucky because you had more than 3 songs on YouTube. Because man, I'm a stickler because of that. I like to see artists when artists tell me they're not on Spotify. I'm like, man, like why? But listen, I'm not greedy either. I understand that you got to pay for a distro kid or whatever to get onto Spotify. It's not free like YouTube. YouTube, you literally can upload a song, a video, whatever for free, and YouTube gets their cut regardless. And then when you become at that monetized level and you're getting paid, YouTube is even getting a better cut or you know what I'm saying? So like that's what's great about YouTube, and I understand that. But I can't let YouTube play in the background of my other apps while I'm checking my Facebook or whatever, unless you pay for the YouTube Red or with the premium on
Right.
there type thing. So then I might as well be using Spotify. That's my whole. And I used to use Pandora the same way or whatever, and then Spotify became a thing.
Well, look,
So
even whenever I do finally get on Pandora, Spotify, and all the streaming giants, my whole discography is never going to be on there because I've done this thing. Like, obviously, or not obviously, but a lot of people when they first start out, they do a lot of like stolen beats and mixtape type projects, and I kind of did that at first. And whenever I started dropping like legitimate albums to where I owned all the beats or made all the beats myself, and everything was mine, I didn't want to take away the free music from my fans that tuned in for that. So I started this thing where I would drop uh, a legitimate album, and then I would drop a free mixtape, and then just keep going like that.
no,
So
that's dope.
about half of my all of my music is not allowed on those platforms.
No, no, I mean, I get it. My homie's the same way, dude. I have a homie that I have known for 14 years, and I only just known in the last 7 years that he makes music or is trying and taking himself serious. And I've heard him sing now, and I've seen some of his shit, and he's fucking amazing. He's got a different sound, and I'm not just saying that because he's my homie. Because the fact that he's my homie, I'd tell him you sound like shit if you sound like shit, because that's what a real homie does.
That's
But
right.
he's actually really good at what he does, and like you, he paces himself. He doesn't just rush put shit out to just put it out or whatever. Like I mean, I assume that's your thought process or something. You actually puts effort and time and thought into his songs and yada yada and whatnot. But the whole I've been giving him shit. Why aren't you on Spotify? Give me 3 songs. Da, 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 da. And he's like, look, man, it costs money and the time and life, and I ain't gonna just put out bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? He keeps me on my toes about it, but it's because I want to get him on here and interview him, and so no, I completely understand it. I understand releasing some stuff on this platform, but being like, look, you want this song? It's only over here on this platform that draws traffic and views and stuff like that. So I completely understand. I'm just saying, if you want this guy to really be consuming, like, don't get it wrong, I'll listen on YouTube occasionally and shit, but that's definitely not my go-to for music. So,
For sure.
all right, that exaggerated into more than it just a either or, which I love. That's okay. So the next one is Pepsi products or Coke products.
Coke.
All right, and if it
And
has to
and
be a
I'll
Fago, go ahead.
is if it has to be a what?
A Fago.
Oh, a candy apple.
Ooh, see, I like that as a treat, not as a staple because to me it's a little rich. It's really sweet. However, like my go-to is firework, and I can't say shit because cotton candy is super sweet, and that used to be my go-to before firework. And then I've always thought the orange Fago is like the most solid orange soda, just of all orange sodas. I'm kind of like orange Fago, so yeah.
The grape is too, but it'll turn your
Yeah,
poop green.
right. Have you all weirded out? Like, woo! Yeah.
I had an
Um.
e-pill do that one time. It was a fucking triple stack blue smiley. Dude, I thought there was something wrong with me.
I'm
That was
not.
all right. That was before I knew that food coloring could do that, and I did. I had like a cartoon color poop, and it was definitely from whatever dye they used in that e-pill.
Purple Mage said Super Pop Fago took me out. It tastes straight like radiation. Damn. Super Pop. Is that the red
I don't think
one?
I've had Super Pop. Nah, I saw that one at the gathering this year. It's a different. It's the yellow. I want to say.
Does it
Maybe
have
I'm
like
thinking of
pineapple in it? I sure didn't try it if it has pineapple. I can't stand pineapple.
Super Pop. Sounds like a rare flavor. Sounds like you got to be there.
Oh. Ah. Oh. It might be a good one. It's like glowy blue.
Ah,
Hmm.
I normally like the glowy blue ones. I like the blue raz.
Definitely got radiation in it. I only got to try blue raz for the first time last year at the gathering. Um, yeah. Next question is pie or cake?
Pie
All
all day.
right. Okay, you're forced. You don't have a choice. You have to choose one or the other. You have to either make a 3 mile walk in the rain, chubby fat rain, or you got to make a 5 mile walk in the desert, provided water and a couple shade spots so you don't dehydrate.
Rain. I'll do the rain.
All right. Yeah, nice. All right. Mexican food or Chinese?
Damn, that's hard. I got to go with
Mhm.
Mexican though. I can't forget my tacos and
Well, that
burritos, my
works. I was about to,
Chipotle. You know,
I was about to put it up against each other though. Tacos, crunchy hard, or burrito, soft. That can include like chalupas, what enchilada, or no quesadillas could be considered in burrito. I would say because it's soft shell. Are you more of the crunchy taco Mexican food or the burritos?
I say tacos if they're street tacos, or
Ooh.
burrito if they're not.
Yeah, like a Mexican made walking taco is fucking flame. It's like real shit up in that bag. I like the Mexican pizza, like a real made Mexican pizza. I'm not talking about Taco Bell. Go to a Mexican restaurant and get their like famous Amos Mexican pizza, boy. That thing is good stuff. But otherwise, I'm more for like burritos. I don't necessarily do hard tacos. Um, yeah, and Chinese is good, but it never lasts, and you get full quick, and yeah. All right, so I have a random question for you. You were given $5,000 cash money, but you got to pick one store and spend it immediately. This can be a known chain store like Walmart or a local mom and pop shop to you, or a known online store like Amazon. But you have to spend it all and tell us perhaps what you are getting.
I would spend it at either Guitar Center or Sweetwater, and I would buy more studio and music equipment.
Hell yeah. Now, are you a
Straight
one
up.
man team? Do you do everything yourself, like a mix, master, production, record, all of that? Or do you have anybody on your team that helps you out with that?
Yeah, I do everything myself, all the recording, mixing, mastering, vocal editing. I produce beats. I don't do them at the speed of which people who are more talented producing beats produces beats, but I make beats.
If it works for you,
Um,
no, yeah.
yeah.
Well, right, and I mean, you literally said you would buy equipment, and a lot of people would say that very thing. And then I have some artists that come up here and they're like, "I'm set on that field. I would go." I don't know. I had people say they would literally go on a shoe buying spree, like get some kicks. All right, 5 grand. That's a lot of shoes, even in Jordans and shit, boy. But have at it. I don't put no limitation. I just want to know what you get, and so yeah, no, that's cool. Um, all right, yeah. I just got three fill in the blanks for you, and we'll get you out of here, man. Once again, I want to say thank you. We've been live for an hour and a half, and I'm really appreciative of that. So,
Woo, woo.
yeah. My first fill in the blank question for you goes as follows. My favorite vacation was blank.
My favorite vacation was the gathering, and that's why I go back every year.
That's mine. Not even to be cliche. Just because I didn't have a whole lot of vacations as a kid. You hear, coming back from summer break, I went to Hawaii, I went to Colombia, whatever. I went on a country cruise, and like the fuck. So that's kind of where that came from. And going to the gathering, it is in fact a vacation. It's 4 days of absolute adult freedom. You know what I'm saying? You can
Whatever
be
you want to
whatever
do,
you want to be. Yeah, do whatever the hell you want to do.
as
With
long as you're not taking videos of girls in the shower, because then you're gonna get fucked up.
yeah, the fuck weird ass dude. But outside of that, yeah,
There's
you can
lines.
pretty
There's
much
lines you can't cross.
right.
Obvious lines.
Stupid ass. Uh, yeah, it's definitely a vacation, and I would put it as my favorite vacation. Um, all right. The bicycle I remember most as a kid was blank.
Whoa, whoa, repeat that.
The
The bicycle I
bicycle,
remember most.
yeah, most having or just general and by name, you know what I'm saying?
I still have it. I used to ride my bike everywhere, and it was a hybrid trek. So it was on road and off road. And I got into so much trouble with that motherfucking bike, dude.
Oh yeah,
Because I would
that's
sneak out in the middle of the night and go break into houses. And I lived in between two towns. I lived in between China Grove and Salisbury. So I could leave like my neighborhood and be anywhere in about 30 minutes on a
damn.
bike.
Yeah, that's nice little circumference, if you will. Uh, Okay, yeah, the bike I remember like getting first, I guess technically. I mean, like when I was a little kid, I had a little trike, but like I don't know, from like the age of 12 was I think it was a Huffy Rocket, a red Huffy Rocket. My mom got it for me, and then from there, the bike I remembered most having was a Mongoose or a Next, and I would try to have the mags and the pegs on it. Me and my friends were doing the Chinese fire drill stunts, like back and forth from each other's shoulders to pegs to back pegs. So we stupid going down the road doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like so, trying to be stunt junkies, I guess. Um, yeah. Uh, so
I
I only
also
got
kind of
one
feel like
more
our
for you.
generation of juggalos, my bad, I was interjecting, but I feel like our
No,
generation of juggalos kind of fell in with the whole like skateboarder like thing. You know what I'm
jackass
saying?
vibe.
It's not like all of us were,
No.
because I definitely wasn't a skateboarder, but a lot of my juggalo homies were.
So like I would play around on a skateboard. I could never do any tricks like ollies or whatever, but I could drop in a half pipe. So I was cool there. I wasn't afraid to drop in. I couldn't get myself to even attempt to try to do tricks because from there I was afraid I was gonna break my freaking kneecaps or legs. Or
Your
I didn't want
sphincter.
it. Yeah, so no, no, I'm good. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Nah, I'm cool. So, yeah, but no, you're right. It was just that whole stunt doing a thing because like our generation had the perfect balance of outside and inside, games and outdoors and whatever. Now kids are born with a phone in their hand practically, and I don't understand it, but you know.
That's a whole nother interview.
Yeah, kids with your phones, come watch me. Fuck it. Minus my language. uh, all right. Real quick, TZ coming in at the last minute. Whoop whoop and much fucking wicked clown love. I guess I give you some love. Whoop whoop. Um,
Whoop, whoop.
at any rate, the last fill in the blank question I have for you is the best part about the beach, freshwater or salt, is blank.
I'm gonna say the ambient noise, the sound of water, the white noise. That's what I'm gonna have to go with. I love the
Yeah.
sound of water.
Crashing up against the shore, dude.
Yeah,
That's a vibe on its own. It's incredible. I expect people to come up here and tell me women in bikinis, especially if they're men. And I think maybe one out of 159 artists. And I'm shocked that they haven't though. And the sites are great. You know what I'm saying? The sites are awesome. Me and my old lady look at the sites together. But that's what I'm saying. That's not what it's about for me. And what you said is like it's just being there, taking it all in, letting go, humbling yourself, realizing you'll never be bigger or tougher than Mother Nature. You can't grab a tsunami. You can't body slam a tornado. I don't care how strong you physically are, how big, you'll never win. We all can drown in a teaspoon of water or a tablespoon of water, whatever the saying is, you know what I'm saying? So it's really just humbling to just be there, take it in, stick your toes in the water, little on the sand or on the shore, you know what I'm saying? Just let loose. So, yeah.
that's
So,
refreshing to hear that you haven't gotten women in bikinis that often.
yeah, dude, I really would expect, we're jugs, we're purrs, we're whatever. But literally, I have gotten different answers, and I've done 159. Now, some are kind of similar, and a lot of them, ironically, pick this answer. They word it in their own way or whatever, but I'm shocked. It makes me feel so good. We're doing the right thing. We're not all just horn dogs.
Yeah, we're not all a
Uh,
bunch of cretins.
yeah,
We can
we
be.
got some humanitarian still left in us or whatever. Nah, it's just really cool. It's a cool feeling. So yeah. Look, Ralph, this has been a really interesting interview. I'm glad that we actually made it happen, even at a random. The views will come after, I'm sure. I know we didn't get a whole lot of promotion time ahead of time, me sharing it out, days ahead or whatever. That's what I like to try to do, but don't always work that way. But again, I'm sure the views will still start coming through. We're going to have all of your links for anybody watching this on the replay or watching right now. Any links he wants you to have, you will be able to find in the description of this video at the top of it. So click it, start giving him some plays on YouTube, even though he needs to come to Spotify. And go follow him on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff that he probably needs to start using more of, like TikTok and stuff. And yeah, let's
I do.
build him up. Let's get him a fan base. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. I don't know if you have any shout outs you want to give, any last minute somethings, anything you want to say, any questions, concerns, comments, forever speak your piece, or hold your tongue or whatever, however they say that shit.
Just a shout out to my managers, Will and Dan, and shout out to fucking Gravebait from fucking Wickedwood and all
Okay,
of my
that's
day ones.
yeah, that's simple enough. Shout out to you guys. We love you, and I appreciate you guys lifting this man up and believing in him and pushing him to, carry on in his career and endeavors. And I am going to end this stream by saying, tell somebody you love them because you don't know who needs to hear it, and it could be you that helps get them through their time of need, their that moment, that day, whatever their problem. They may be overlooking something that you've been through and you have the answer to, and they're not thinking about it, and you can just help them get through it. When I was 18 and homeless, didn't nobody think I was homeless. They thought I was a dirty kid sitting on a park bench just having a day. Nobody came up to me and was like, look, I can't give you no money, but I'll listen to you. You need somebody to talk to? No, nobody done that. So start by leading by example. You know what I'm saying? If for whatever reason you can't tell somebody you love them, then tell them Wiggles loves them and tell them where to find me so that I can tell them myself. You guys have been great. Thank you so very much. Whoop, whoop. And until next time, we'll catch you later.
Thanks, homie. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.